Dear students, we are going to discuss about metallic bonding. There are three types of chemical bonds. So far, we discussed two types of the three chemical bonds. The first one was ionic bond. Ionic bond is formed between two oppositely charged ions, which means positive ions and negative ions. Metals form positive ions and non-metals form negative ions. So ionic bond is formed between metals and non-metals. The second type was covalent bond. Covalent bond is formed between two non-metallic atoms by sharing of electrons. The third type that we are going to discuss about today is metallic bond, which is formed between the atoms of the same element or the same metallic element. When ionic bond is formed, ionic compounds are formed at the same time. When covalent bond is formed, covalent compounds are formed at the same time. But when metallic bond is formed, no compound is formed. Metallic bonding. So to see the details of metallic bonding, first remember that the ionization energy of metals is very low, which means the valence electrons of metals are loosely held at their positions by the nucleus or by the protons. So they move out of their valence shell and form electrons in the metal structure. So these freely moving electrons are said to be delocalized electrons, or sometimes we also call it electron cloud. When their electrons move out of their valence shells, the metal atoms become ions. But what kind of ions? They become positively charged ions because electrons are moved out of their valence shell, which means the electrons are lost. These positively charged ions are said to be cations. So the metallic bond is the electrostatic force of attraction between cations and the delocalized electrons. The cations of the metal and the delocalized electrons are the electrons or electron cloud. So the metal ions are the metal ions, which are the positively charged ions, are arranged in a regular repeating pattern. Look at the figure on the screen. Look, this regular repeating structure is said to be a crystal lattice. So in a metal, the metal ions line up or arranged in a regular repeating pattern, and their loose valence electrons, which are also called delocalized electrons, move throughout this crystal, acting as an electron glue. That means this electron glue or this electron are serving as a glue to keep these metal ions together to form a giant metal structure. And this metallic bond gives metals special characteristic properties. First, metals have high melting point and high boiling point. This is because each of the ions is strongly attracted to all of the loose electrons surrounding it. A single ion is swimming in the sea of electrons, so it is strongly attracted. And this attraction holds all metal ions together as a crystal. Since this is strong electrostatic attraction, force of attraction, it's strong and so hard to break the metal. So metals are of high melting point and high boiling point. So they are high melting point crystalline solids. So metals are thermal and electrical conductors, which means they conduct heat and electricity. They are malleable and ductile, and they are shiny. Since there are charged particles which move freely, or delocalized electrons moving freely, so are good conductors of heat and electricity in all states, in solid states and in liquid states. Because the electron glue is free to move, if we hammer or pull the cations to new positions, the electron glue flows right along with the cations and hold the structure together in the new position. This is because metallic bond is non-directional, or it is in all directions because the metal ion is swimming in the sea of electrons, so it is surrounded in all directions by electrons. When we hammer it, the sea of the electron flows together, keeping two or more metal ions separate. That avoids a repulsion between similar charges, so the metal will not break when we hammer, but only it changes its shape. Thus, metals are malleable, which means bendable, and they can be hammered into they can be rolled into thin wires. They are ductile, which means they can be hammered flat. They can be hammered into thin sheets. And metals have high tensile strength, which means they can be stretched without breaking. So this loose cloud of electrons is good at absorbing and emitting the light energy that strikes it, so metals are lustrous or have shiny appearance. So in general, metals have high melting point, high boiling point. They are good thermal and electrical conductors. They are malleable and ductile. They have high tensile strength, and they are lustrous and or shiny because of the metallic bonding in them. When we summarize about chemical bond, there are three types of chemical bonds. The first one is covalent ionic bond, the second one is covalent bond, and the third one is metallic bond. In ionic bond, the base of attraction is the cation and anion. Cation and anion are positively charged ions, so attract each other. In covalent compound, the nuclei of the bonding atoms and shared pair of electrons attract each other.